friends, it's Jackie again from Sunflowers and Butterflies. Got my blue wall behind me this afternoon. Greenery, thank you. So moving on, I wanted to introduce to you today one of the other services that I offer. Kind of probably the last little bundle of things that I'm doing at the moment. Mind you, I'm always growing and there are things on my radar that I'd like to get into, in the future. But is my family connection coaching services and what I call spiritual mentor services. Now, please don't be put off by the word spiritual. It is one of those words that, like life coach, like God, there's so many, we have a massive association to certain words. It's just a word. All it really means, what it means to me was being the best version of me. So I'm just mentoring someone to become the best version, inner, outer version of themselves. So pick a word, whatever word means that to you. That's what I am. I just use spiritual because it means a lot to me, and that's important. So there's the family connection coaching services, and that was born out of the PET training, the parent effectiveness training. And I could see a bit of a gap around, okay, we're teaching, one parent or two parents about these new communication styles and giving them skills. But that can actually be hard to embed if, say, you've got teenage kids and they've been used to a style of parenting their whole lives, and then all of a sudden, you're different, gaining that trust that that's a real change and that, it's not a trick or a ploy, or can be hard. They've got their own minds, they're big, they're people, they're people from the second they're born, but as they get older, they get, wiser and more individual about, and stronger about who they are. So, there's that, and there's just a lot of disconnection at times. In my experience, a big one is with women who go on these journeys. I was going to say spiritual, but I'll leave it out. On these journeys for whatever reason, it tends to be us more often than not. And, our husbands don't. They're working, they're busy, they're men. They're different, they see the world from a different space. And we go one direction and they stay, or they go a different, or, it can just be really, can just disjoint everything a little bit. And everyone's got the best intentions, but I've got some really wonderful ways of making sure you don't actually lose the connection with the ones that you love whilst you're on that journey. Because that was something I was faced with. I was changing as a person. I felt I was growing, but to them, I was changing. I was a bit different in good ways, I thought, and they agreed, but it's still a different person. So there's ways we can make that that leap easier, for them to see. And it's a lot of communication at the time, and being honest about what you're doing and how you feel and why. But there's some other really cool, simple techniques, things that we don't think about, that can help families just do this, It's really, I feel like if you spoke to 95% of the population and asked them what is most important to them in the world, when you break it down, they would say family. So I have a huge passion in that space, because family is everything to me. And I want to be able to share some of those things with you that can bring your family closer, or alleviate some of the, disjointedness that can come with lots of different individuals in one group. It's hard, but there's things I know that can help because they've helped me. So there's that, and then the spiritual mentoring side of things. There I go with that word again, but it's more or less, it's just working with you around what's in here a bit more. Who do you actually want to be? What do you want to be in the world realistically? And working out how we can get you closer, to those things, because there is a sense of fulfillment just hanging out inside of us waiting. And we all do have things we want to be. I think we're just trained, and again, around those belief systems that we're either not worthy or it won't happen for us, it's too hard, where's the money? There's lots of things that stop us. So, there's a little bit of values stuff that comes up there, which is really interesting when you start getting people to look at their values and where they're from and, whether they serve them. That's a really unique service because it's so individual to each person, but it's so rewarding. And that's a big part of well-being, is what's in here, you know, like in your heart a little bit, rather than just emotions, mental, physical. It's more, you know, it's a little bit deeper than that. So yeah, that's probably the last couple of services I offer. And at this stage, same thing, they're $155 for the appointment, which is Zoom, in person, on the phone. And yeah, you know, obviously I'm able to do even, you know, bundle things and do packages. But we can talk about that when we chat. If you feel like any of what I've said, you know, I'm going to say resonate again. I think I like that word, but is of interest to you, or just hits a chord, you know, that's what I'm here to do. I don't want to fix or help or reach every single person. The people that are ready. So get in touch if that's you, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for listening, guys. See ya.